I don't think most men are lazy anymore. I just think they have a couple problems that they're just avoiding. And how I'm gonna go into this is when I wanted to pursue something, I never let overthinking or constant noise get in the way. I wanted to, for example, I wanted to go get a BMW. Now I was 16 years old. I knew that I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to scroll. I either structure my day properly, okay? So I would work as much as I could. I would take as much shifts as I could. And I used to work at McDonald's. And usually as a teenager, they don't give full-time shifts. They don't give, especially to a student. Like you cannot work full-time as a student for me, okay? But I took as much shifts as I could. I worked midnights. And in the end, I finally got the car because I made a decision and I structured my day properly. Because when you structure your day, you make sure you know what's important. You stay consistent because you made a decision. Making a decision means you show up every day, even when it's uncomfortable. And how many times I've thought about quitting. I've worked 14-hour days in McDonald's, and the manager used to come up to me and be like, "Do you even sleep?" Like it was that bad. And it's just because I made a decision and how bad I wanted it. And if you really want something you would obsess over, you would really put the work in. For me, everyone has an ambition. I know they do, but you just need to stop overthinking and you just need to get started. You really do just need to get started. And another thing that worked for me is just I didn't scroll. I barely use social media. I rarely use social media, and if I did, I would watch videos about BMWs and it would grow my ambition even more. Because I know every young kid or teenager or young man wants to get a nice car. But from my experience and having and owning a car at a young age, is that shouldn't be your main purpose. Your main purpose should be God and helping other people and connecting and creating and contributing. That should be your main purpose. And worship God. I think the surface problem we have is we're just constantly overthinking and we're constantly focusing on distraction. And that's what leads you to the devil in general, is just overthinking and constant distraction. Watching TikTok all day. I know when I used to watch TikTok all day, I did not feel good. I did not learn anything, and I always felt behind, and I felt like I had no meaning in life. But the second I stopped watching TikTok, I started improving myself, started building something of myself. My life felt 10 times better. Like I could not explain the difference from before and now. Like it's just such a big difference from when I stopped and started learning more. I started to stop entertaining and more educating. That's what puts you ahead in life. And I stopped comparing myself to other people. Everyone has different lives. Everyone has a different pursuit. For example, Nabi Muhammad and Nabi Nuh, two great people, but they had two different lengths of lives. Nabi Nuh lived for more than 900 years, and his pursuit was telling people and guiding the people to letting them know that a flood's gonna come and you should get on the ark. And for 950 years, I believe, for about 950 years, he was preaching and telling the people and warning the people. And just because in those 900 years doesn't mean nothing worked out and it was a failure. That's just his pursuit. Everyone has their own journey. For me, I think journey is the destination. My journey to having a BMW was it was more fun to work and have that journey than to actually own the BMW, in my opinion. And to get back to Nabi Muhammad didn't live as much as Nabi Nuh. Okay, but that doesn't mean Nabi Nuh is better than Nabi Muhammad. And doesn't mean Nabi Muhammad is better than Nabi Nuh. Just off those factors, okay? So just because someone has multi-million dollar business or Lamborghinis at the age of 20 and you don't, doesn't mean you're worse or your value is less than the person. Not everything is important. Like, not everything is based on, your value is not based on money. Your self-worth isn't based on money. Your self-worth is based on your promise, on how you help people, how you talk to people, who you worship. Like, do you worship as a Muslim? Like, are you actually worshiping God, or are you a hypocrite? So your self-worth comes from if your value is aligned with your beliefs. Okay, and I see a lot. What I see a lot in young men nowadays is they're just avoiding internally, or they're just not consistent. And why I think they're not consistent is because it doesn't work right away, they think they should quit. It doesn't work like that. Everything that's longer term is better anyways. God tells us, like, we humans love the short term and we do not like the long term, and this is mentioned in the Quran. I believe that long term is always better, because when you have a long term goal, it makes you better. Especially when you say you want to go to Jannah, you become a better person. You start doing and following all the rules to get to Jannah. And why a lot of people avoid internal conflict, like the truths that comes in their mind, is because they feel like doing the work is hard. In reality, it isn't. Like, you don't have to hustle, but you just have to be consistent with a good enough intensity. You don't have to have high level of intensity, but you should have somewhat level of intensity with consistency. I believe even if you do something small and you're consistent, you'll get to your goal. And all I believe, like, to solve these problems of overthinking and constant stimulation and scrolling, is limit the scrolling and limit overthinking. You limit overthinking and these bad habits by educating yourself more. Stop watching short form content as much. Structure your day. Pray sincerely. Get natural dopamine. And realistically, just be more intentional and focus less on distraction. That's what helped me change my life. Is I just had at least 2 to 3 non-negotiables: prayer, working out, and learning something each day. And that's what's kept me so ahead in my knowledge, and for my age, and in my, any area of my life, in my faith. Alhamdulillah. So just really be more intentional and get natural dopamine from structuring your day, and be more sincere. That will help you. Stop doubting God, let God do his thing. In the meantime, between time, I'll see you in the next video.